Welcome to episode 17 of Aurei Plays 7 Billion Humans. We got left off at Good Neighbors. Oh, cool. Interesting. Okay. So, I mean, this is something that's fairly easy to do. I mean, we can just program a randomized algorithm and just have them walk randomly and see if it works. I mean, it is a fun way to do it. It's not too difficult, and I can always optimize later. So let's do that. So let's do just a full-blown randomized algorithm. We step somewhere. If we're standing on a data cube, and for each dir, set mem1, no, not set calc, mem2 as if. So if I'm standing on a data cube, then, and here we just don't care about the corner case where you accidentally count someone when they've picked up a cube, because it'll sort itself out in the end. It might be slow, but it will work. So if we're standing on a data cube, we add mem2 plus 1. We're gonna be reusing this variable, so let's set it to 0 at the beginning. Yeah, so if we're standing on a data cube, we're gonna count. And if mem2 is, so as long as no data cube has more than 3 neighbors. So if it has more than 3 neighbors, then we're gonna pick it up. And at that point, we're gonna randomly walk. And then we're gonna count again. So we're gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna, yeah, or we'll do mem3, but we could be doing mem1 if we run out of memory slots. So let's do the same thing. So if, oh wait, this is not correct. If mem1 is a data cube, if mem3 is a data cube, then, so yeah, we do need to, we can reuse mem2 here safely, that's fine. Right, we could even reuse mem1, but I'm not inclined to if we don't need to. So what do? We calculate and we add 1 to memory 2. So let's see. So here we have an escape clause basically. So if mem2 is bigger than 3. Oh, and actually we also need to check if we can actually drop the thing, right? So that's the most important part. If the current position is nothing, then we're gonna do all this. If the current position is nothing, we're gonna count, we're gonna, this is wrong, this should be 1. So we're gonna count. If this is not the case, so if mem2 is bigger than the constant 3, I did that right here, yeah. So then we can't drop it here and we just do another random step. And let's see. So if we do get through this, so we get through the for each loop, then we can drop the thing, right? Then we drop the thing, and then we jump to the beginning. Let's see, and if there's not a data cube, so actually we can just do the jump here. Does that work out? I guess it does. Let's see if it does. It's gonna be really slow, but it will work in the end, and it's just funny to see. Yeah, this is. I'm already holding something. Okay, so something is going wrong here. Oh yeah, we have an if nothing here. Let's see. So if nothing, then we also need to jump. Then we haven't dropped the thing, so we just go here. Yeah, this is terribly inefficient. It could be done way, way, way better. But, who gives? It is funny. Let's see. So yeah, that girl is dropping the thing. Okay, so why is she just... Okay, she dropped the thing, but oh, okay. So after, oh yeah, so then the jump. So let's do another jump here then, I guess still. Because otherwise they drop and they jump back into this procedure and they try to go and find the drop spot. Would it? My guess is it doesn't qualify as a short program because I'm doing the counting twice. It seems like there could be a better way to do that. Let's see. It looks like people are doing relatively smart things. So there could be something problematic, which is I haven't really thought about that, but if we... So how tight does this need to be packed? I think it's fine, right? I mean, if we manage to put a whole bunch of 8s from the middle, like down below or to the left, to the right, that's fine. Yeah, so I guess sort of automatically we will be getting these rows and columns because they are tempted not to put it down somewhere. And here we might get one of those race conditions. Yeah, we did. So in the end, they both put them down, and it sort of worked out crappily, but it doesn't matter because then this guy came along and he went ahead and said, "Hey, I'm gonna pick this up." Okay, so let's speed this up. Yeah, it might take a while. In fact, if there's some achievement for getting like the slowest running program ever, we might get it here. In the end, you see that it sort of arranges itself in all these neat little... Yeah, there we go. 10 or fewer. Yeah, I got it in 20, so... Actually, the speed is doesn't look that bad. I suppose it would have been worse. But it's so fun. I have no idea how I would optimize this. I mean, yeah, you can try to do like the best way is probably to think of a pattern ahead that you want to be doing, like sending them in and trying to do local comparisons with saying, hey, if you have someone up and down and try to make rows or something. That seems like the way to go if you want to do this quickly. Let's this time first do the side path and then continue on the main road. We're gonna get some sorting stuff again, that's always fun. Okay, cool. We sort of do have segments in a way, right? We could, yeah, so they each have basically 3 cubes, right? So we could, well, no, the last one has a couple more. So we could try to do some strategy where they each stay in their own lane. But I don't think that's necessary per se. Again, we want something that's eventually consistent, that's fine. So we can just start picking up. So I guess we're gonna, so last time we did bubble sort, but in a sense what you can do is insertion sort, right? So we could remember the location where we got something from and then put it back. Oh, that's gonna be painful though. I mean, we could still do bubble sort. And the problem is that you could deadlock if you try to do the same set of cubes. So what we can do is we can have them start by sort of walking along. Yeah, so basically at the start of a comparison you check, hey, is there someone standing on the other cube? And if not, you can go ahead. It is, I'm not sure that's the way to go. Maybe we should go ahead and do the insertion sort. We could also do sort of a radix sort-esque thing. Now that seems a little bit questionable. We can try to do a merge sort-esque thing. Now I think this still the way to go is bubble sort, but the problem here is that we basically, yeah, I mean, they could all walk back and forth on their own path, basically, right? So as long as they all keep their own house in order, what you could do is basically, you could give cubes to another segment. But this is all. I mean, let's just try bubble sort and see how it works out. So the only question is, like, do we want to be... So I think we need to be sort of space aware in a sense. So what we can do is we can have them all walk back and forth along the top path. And then when they want to do something, they move down and they do an operation. That seems like a pretty solid way to go about it. We can have them do random steps left and right, and no, but then they could deadlock. So yeah. So let's. Yeah, So if we define that they all look to the down to the left and down below, then there's only one person doing a particular comparison at any time, right? So if we do that and we say, hey, you can't do something if there's a worker doing something down there, the only thing is that you could have this situation where there's two workers standing next to each other and they both want to do a swap. This is really kind of tough. So what if we specify that they all, if they're standing next to a worker, they need to move out of the way, always? Would that work? I mean, in that way, we have a division of labor. We can say, okay, when you're standing in a particular spot, compare these two. If you swap them, we could still have some sort of... No, but if you then define, okay, from where you're standing, you can only go left, down, and below, then you should be fine, right? So if we introduce some randomized element that, hey, if you're not standing next to someone, just take a step somewhere, and we should all be fine. So let's start with that. So if to the right there's a worker, step left, or actually if there's to the right a worker, or if, oh, okay, we need to do both, not and, or there's a worker there. Then you step left, else if there's a worker there, if there is a worker, or there is a worker, step right. Okay. Then we're gonna check. So if this one is strictly bigger than that one, then we're gonna swap them. So we're gonna pick up this one. I think that makes you walk to the spot, right? Or actually, it doesn't matter which one. No, it doesn't matter. So let's pick up that one. Let's step here. Drop it. Pick up below. Step left. Drop it. Pick up this. Step down and then drop it. Oh, not give to, drop it. Okay. So and then at that point you wanna step up because you're done. So at the moment you start a comparison, you can never clash with anyone, right? Because they're always, if they would be, so if this one is standing over here, they would compare these two. This one has to be standing like over here. So if we're done with all this, yeah, so let's actually, so what we can do is if we have this or this, and then we do it this way, and else we step randomly to the left or to the right. Just to have the random element in here. So we can actually put that in. No, it needs to be in the else classes. So else randomly here. Yeah, so then we don't have either. So then we just tap randomly. So this could. So afterwards you need to check if there is a worker or there is a worker. Then we just repeat, because then we don't want to start the comparison. And otherwise we know that at the moment we start there is no contention. The only corner case that we could have is if someone is in the middle of executing a swap, they're standing over here, and someone from over here is saying, hey, I can do this. So let's see if that happens, and if it does, we'll figure something out. Okay, this is broken as hell. Let's see what happens. So, okay, so I managed to do something wrong here. So pick up. Okay, so we can just. So picking up doesn't mean you walk towards it. So pick up, then we step here. Oh, not randomly. We step here. We drop it. We pick up that. We step to the right. Not randomly. We drop it. So let's see if that works. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and I forgot a jump, of course. Let's see, jump. So if you're done with, so if it's not, yeah, no, then I guess we'll go all the way back up here. Okay, it's slow as hell, but it looks like it works. No one got stuck yet. I'm very happy about that. Okay. Yep. Whoa. Okay, yeah, that worked out, I guess. Oh, yeah, of course. So you can, if you start a swap, then it's generally, is it generally valid in the end? I'm not sure. Okay, so this will take ages. So let's see if they manage to do it. It looks like they're not deadlocking, which sort of surprises me. Yeah, it's mostly that at that point there somehow seems to be this kind of skew. Okay, they can get stuck. I'm not sure why they are, but that guy is trying to do something, and okay, yeah, so okay, this is kind of, does it work out? The beginning is all sorted, right? Is there stuff that needs to go there? No, I think not. So if we can just get that 67 back to where it's supposed to be. Is that the last one? The rest looks in order. Well, okay, this is... We pulled it out by the skin of our teeth, but it worked out. Okay. Any bets on how far we're off the speed challenge? Yeah, awesome. Oh wow, okay, so it's actually failing in some cases. I should have known this, because if we see in the actual run that 5 of them get stuck, there's probably a bunch of runs where 6 of them get stuck. Yeah, that's painful. Okay, so we somehow do want to prevent... How can we do this? Do we need another strategy? Maybe we do. I'm sort of tempted to... This seems fixable, right? Let's see if we can figure out why they fail. So let's do it slowly. I mean, they're trying to pick stuff up. That's fine. Yeah, that's also fine. Let's. She was the one who got stuck first, generally, right? So let's play and see what happens. Oh yeah. So okay. So in the checking bit, there's also the issue of yeah, okay, and there's a 0 all the way at the end that we can't. We probably, so at some point they get stuck. So it's a numbers game basically, right? I mean, okay, so now this guy is trying to keep walking left. Why? Because there's a worker. Okay, that makes sense. Oh yeah, okay. So at some point, if there's a worker to the left, so this is actually where the left skew is, right? So okay, interesting. So we need what we can do actually to prevent that from happening is if there. So if no, so if there's a worker also over there. So if there's not a worker over there, then we step out and so if there's a worker over there, we let's see. So if there's not a worker over there, we can safely step there. Otherwise, I think we just might want to keep checking. So just jump back for safety, right? So if there is a worker, just keep checking and we'll be fine eventually. And I guess the same thing over here. So if there's not a worker in that direction, we can safely try to step there. And else we just jump back. Okay, so let's see if this works. It'll take a long ass time still. But, well, it might be slightly better because they won't get stuck, right? So we have more people. There's also somehow, there is this left skew that you see where all the people are walking to the left somehow. And I guess it is because we're comparing the left and the right one and not, I'm not sure why. But I guess in the end it will be fine. Yeah, I'm still not sure why this skew is happening. I mean, at this point there's no reason for that skew to exist, right? Okay, so it works now. Awesome. And it's probably a lot more efficient as well if they're not getting stuck. I mean, it's still not great, but yeah. Okay, let's do the sorting floor. Okay. Wow. Okay, so there's sort of a cheaty way to do this because there are only 9 of them. You just make 4 of them sit it out and have one person do this, right? I mean that should be fine. I'm yeah, that's you obviously, I mean, you probably can do this in an efficient way. I mean, you can, yeah, so what you can do is a for each, and then, yeah, but the problem with a for, oh yeah, you can do a for each with particular directions, right? So, let's see, let's step, um, yeah, let's do this randomly. I'm not sure if, I mean, yeah, we could do, yeah, I think that makes sense. We could get stuck, but then we'll see what happens. If okay, so for each deer, and then we can turn a couple off. So these are all the ones that should be lower. So if we go here, if what I'm standing on, oh, we can actually. Yeah, no, let's do it like this. If what I'm standing on is smaller than that direction, oh geez, okay. Okay, maybe we need to do something in which we... Okay, so we have a lot of workers, we have very little space, so we might want to... Um, um, we might want to sort of pair them. So I guess we... Because okay, so you have very little space, right? So there's no, we can't do the swap we did the way. I mean, we can, but we'd have to walk down. I'm actually not opposed to that, so we can just set what I'm standing on to memory 4, and then use the square that you started on to do the swap. It's a little bit messy, but it works out. Right, so at that point we need to set mem3 to where you're standing. So we pick up. We can we do give to an empty to a direction? Let's see if this works. Just okay. Ah, yeah. Oh, damn it. We need to take care of the void as well. Okay, this is terrible. Maybe we do want to do it in some structured way, because we would need to check the void stuff, and let's see if we can do it in a structured way. So maybe we do just get rid of 4 of them and have one of them do it. It seems like an excellent. It's so nasty. And you need a lot of operations to well, a lot. Yeah, I mean you could be doing 81 swaps. Yeah. I mean, let's just have them step up, I guess. Um, and if they're standing on a cube, then do this. Else, we just step up again. Step up or no? Ah, this is quite painful. Yeah, how can we fix this? Do we need to fix it? This really is a tough one. Let's see. Maybe we just get rid of 2 of them and let 3 of them handle. I mean, if you sort. If you get 2 of them to sort a line and 3 of them to sort a row, yeah, it's all. We might want to use communication and use tell and listen. So we could designate. So let's. I mean, we could designate one of them to be a listener. So and then use those for the swaps. That seems a good way to go. Or we could dedicate 2 of them and have. But that all seems kind of complex, right? Okay, so basically if we don't need to, I mean, we just need to step up a few times, right? So if we step up a couple of times, then yeah, but okay, so we can't do the random walk. That's the thing that sort of pains me here. If we would do a random walk, then we can't really do that without falling into the hole. So that strategy is just out, right? Unless you're wanting to check in advance, hey, are all these directions free, and then the code is just gonna be a mess. So we can't do that. So if you're not gonna do a random walk, then we have to do something deterministic. Or at least, yeah, semi-deterministic. The whole strategy with preventing deadlocks doesn't work, right? So I'm fairly tempted to rig something up where we do the swap. We used to do it when we had a cube per person. So if you do that and you manage, so if you manage to communicate and say, hey, pick up some cube that's in that we could swap with this one, then it all works out, right? We just have a lot of people and I'm not sure I want to manage them all. I mean, we could just cheat and have 4 of them walk off and have one do the sorting. Or maybe have 2 do the sorting. That would also be fine. Right, and if you I mean, what we could do, this might actually work. So we could optimistically swap. So what you do is if you figure out, hey, this is not where this cube is supposed to be, you just pick it up, you try to walk to a spot where it could go, and then you try to drop it. And unless that square is never picked up, which it cannot possibly be, right? Because the one you just, or can it? I mean, it could be in the correct place, technically. But in practice, I'm not sure that will happen. So maybe let's do that. Let's just walk up. I mean, if we do this, so we need a way to sort of. Okay, so what you could do is you could walk towards the middle and then take a random step from there. That seems like a good way to go. In that case, we get all the directions. Yep, that's awesome. Let's do that. We might get slightly bottlenecked at some point, but so if we pick up 4 cubes, does that technically no? So we have 5 people. So if we pick up 5 cubes, there's always someone that has a free spot available, right? Because that's the pigeonhole principle. So we pick up 5 cubes, and then one of them needs to be able to drop it somewhere, right? Unless they're really sort of tragically going in the same direction, that could happen. It could happen, yeah. They could try to, no, but even if they try to go in the same spot, then, so the sort of issue that could occur is that you pick up, say, a 1 and a 2, and you both try to walk to the top left, and the 1 gets dropped, then where does the 2 go? Right, so you can't really do this optimistically. It's bound to deadlock. So we need to somehow do it pessimistically, which means that you can only. So okay. So what you do is you pick it up, and you only. This is a really tough one. I mean, we could still solve it by just having everyone walk off and have one do the swaps. That would still be fine, but that's so... It will work, but it's not elegant at all, and I think I'm fairly close to the solution. I mean, having everyone pick up yeah, we could just try it. I mean, it could deadlock, but maybe it won't. That's just so we don't need to remember our initial thing. We'll just step up a couple of times. So 1, 2, 3. Just do 3 steps up, and then we can get started. So if we're standing on a cube, and we find out that to the top there's something worse. Yeah, so then we pick up and we give to... So then we just step to mem1 and we drop it. If this is not the case, then we want to do the other thing, right? So for each there, if one of these is smaller, if my current location is larger than mem2, right, then we're gonna do the same thing. So we don't even need to remember this, right? So we can just pick up, step to mem2 and drop it. This might actually work out. We don't need, I mean, we move naturally. Let's try this, see what happens. Okay, so yeah, they deadlock quite quickly actually. Oh, so okay, so what's interesting is that the drop, they try to drop and then they manage to. Yeah, so this, yeah. If they try to drop and they're not managing to, so we can actually detect this, right? So I mean, we can still do, I mean, we don't need the random walks, right? We can still do what we tried to do before, so, but then do it with the atomic swap. Let's see if that works, or not atomic, but swapping with something in between. So let's set the current direction of the current location. And so yeah, so that then, or actually that's set it on mem4. We have the current, so we need to save the current location here. So in mem3 we set the current location. We can pick up the current item. We step mem4. We drop it. Then we pick up mem1. We step mem3. We drop it. Then we pick up mem1 mem4 step to mem1. No, wait. So, okay, so we're on mem3. Oh yeah, mem1 is the direction. Yeah, we step mem1 and then we drop it. And so here we want to be doing the same thing. So we set in memory a third slot to the current location. We pick it up, we step mem4, we drop it, we pick up mem1, we step mem3, we drop it, then we pick up mem4, we step mem1, and then we drop it. I'm not sure if this will work, but let's see if it does. Can't step to nothing. Okay, this. Let's try to do this with the give2. So give2 mem4. Right, yeah. And then so here give2 mem3. Oh, actually what we could be doing is we could do like a giver receiver kind of thing. That seems it seems reasonable, but it doesn't actually work to do the swap. So let's see if we can do this. So then give to M1. I have no clue. So I think this won't work actually because so if there's accidentally a worker somewhere, this will just break, right? And it will break quite hard actually. But let's still see what happens. This should be mem3 and this should be mem1. Yeah, okay, they're complaining quite hard. Okay. Maybe actually the set to current location doesn't even work. I did not try that, right? I mean, instead of you could walk 3 steps down to make this work, but it's so dirty. Why can't I mean, okay, so the problem with just picking it up and walking somewhere was that half of them so half of them were not doing it basically. So they were just standing in place, and the others were walking towards one of them where there was nothing. So We can't do the listen, because if you do listen then it will wait eternally. Right, it doesn't have a timeout. I mean, we could somehow do it into 2 shifts or something. Like swapping up and down. That's actually, I like that. I mean, we can, so if we manage to sort, so we could use the first 2, right? And just move them up and sort. We could just pair them up. That seems like a decent way to go about it, right? So if we pair them up, what we can do is we can tell them, hey, go someplace where, oh yeah, so I'm not sure. Yeah, it probably is more efficient. I think I'm just gonna walk 4 of them off, and or we don't need to walk them off. That's a bit drastic, but we can. We can just leave it at it. Alright. Could use 2 of them. Yeah, but I thought I was so close with the, if everyone manages to pick something up that needs to be moved. So that's the trick, right? So everyone needs to pick up something. And then if they all move, then so maybe there needs to be some synchronization on that. Let's try that maybe. So all find something that needs to be picked up. Pick and then yell out, hey, pick it up. Yeah, so that, but do we need all 5? We would need all 5 for that. And we need someone to count. This is really quite a hard puzzle. I'm gonna walk. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna have one of them do it. It's a little bit cheaty, but it will work, and I have no idea how to make it work. I mean, so if you had somehow the walls were gone or something. Like if it was in a room where you couldn't walk particular directions, then it might make sense to do it, but then you could use the random walk strategy, but if not, then I'm not sure what you can do. I mean, there's also something to say for like standing in the middle and then trying something. So could you make it work by by swapping everything with the middle? That's actually a good question, right? So okay. Because from every position you can clearly like distinguish, hey, this is the middle. And you could walk around, like around. I like this actually. I have one guy standing in the middle. Do you need to stand in the middle even? I think it maybe. Yeah, if we all move up 2 steps, we have one guy standing in the middle, right? So let's try that. So if this is a data cube and this is a data cube, then I'm the center guy, right? So the question is, if the grid is not sorted, can you always make a swap with the center piece? Right? And I guess the answer is no. Right? Because suppose like these two are out of place, then you're not gonna swap them with the center one. I mean, we could take out the center one and put it back in later, but that also seems kind of... So what about we try to sort it as a ring? That's also, it won't work, right? Because you really need that center, like the center row to be in order as well. You can't know which one should be on the left and which one should be on the right. Okay, I'm not gonna solve this quickly, so I'm gonna cut the episode here for now, but we'll continue right on.